Sean and Joe, another episode ready to go. They're gonna talk about the good and the trash and anything in between. Cherishing make-believe, get ready for Halloween. It's the horror show. I know you missed those guys. Tune in and find out what's on their list tonight. They butcher and dissect, take apart and mutilate. Listen to your two favorite brainiacs communicate. It's the horror show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Horror Show. Show dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
Oh, hey, we're finally back. We're finally back. You somehow squeezed this movie in. I don't know how. I don't know why.
And the good news is I remember very little about it, and I watched it about an hour ago.
If you...
fucking interesting it was.
Oh, boy. This movie, I'm excited to talk about it only because I just hate the person that made it. So much. So fucking much.
I just got a message on Instagram from our good friend, listener, Ali Babwa.
Yes.
She said, I can't believe you didn't want to break in your house by watching Halloween 5. I would watch Halloween 5 3 times in a row before watching Muck again. What a terrible movie to break in my house.
Well, you watched another movie last night to break it.
Oh, actually, you're right. You're right. That's what she's actually responding to. So, silly me.
Okay.
I see right here. It's replying to my story. So, my bad.
But
yeah, I watched Kid 90. Have you seen that?
No, I saw the trailer. It honestly did not appeal to me. Like Punky Brewster. Like, I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck. But it was cool that she has all these home videos. But also, if I were one of those people in them, I'd be like, can you please destroy those? I don't know what's on there, but I'm sure I'm not behaving well in them.
They were, but I know we're not going to talk about Kid 90 this episode, and I know like 90% of our fan base doesn't give a shit. Like, the appeal to it was just those clips, but like, just fucking upload it to YouTube. It didn't need to be a movie. Like, it was honestly a mess. Like those clips are appealing. Like, I am interested in seeing like behind the scenes stuff like that, and because of that, it was enjoyable. But her editor should be fucking killed. It was just a jumbled mess, and like they didn't expand on anything. They would just show clips from like beloved celebrities who are no longer with us, and they would just like gloss over them, and subtly allude to the fact that Charlie Sheen took her virginity.
Oh my!
And then 30 minutes later, just outright say it.
Oh my god! Good old Charlie Sheen,
dude. Remember when, like, all these terrible things came out about him, which are all true?
Yes.
And he somehow got ahead of it by just saying #winning.
It was
people were
unbelievable.
Like, oh. And people were like, oh, okay. And then he went on tour, dude, with the #winning tour. Dude, he's not a stand-up.
No.
Like, what? I know people that went and saw. Like, why would you? What are you going to watch? What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Dude, I mean, he set the fucking template for Trump, right? Just like, be like, when people accuse you of shit, just be like, no, I'm the fucking best. And people are like, wait, no, that's not what we're saying. It's like, thanks, I know, I'm great. Like, wait, no one's saying that. What the fuck? What are you talking about? Yep. Fucking
bananas. Like he's. I honestly, I hate Charlie Sheen. I think he's a despicable human being. But it's almost like I don't want to compliment him at all because I honestly fuck Charlie Sheen. But it's astounding how he got ahead of it like that. Just being like,
it's nuts.
I'm winning. I'm not losing. I'm winning. And then people are like, okay, let me go watch you talk for an hour.
It was so weird, dude. That tour was bizarre. Fucking bizarre. And I know he had like meltdowns at him. It was fucking insane.
Dude, he sold out the Oakdale. Are you fucking kidding me?
Imagine, like, dude, and like, I think we're in a better place kind of now where like when we see these people with drug problems and mental illness, we're like, yeah, let's not put them on a stage anymore because it's kind of fucking weird. But like that was like the last one, I feel like, where they were like, get it, he's nuts and like heavily intoxicated.
He's fucking bananas.
Fucking out of control. Would you rather see Charlie Sheen's live tour or Muck?
I mean, honestly, probably Muck.
Muck was made in 2015. This was one of our fan recommendations by a fellow by the name of Joe Risotto. And,
long time listener.
Yeah. If you hopefully I got his last name right. If you want to sell me on a movie to watch, don't just send me a movie. You got to hit me with something great. And Joe hit me with the fact that the movie is the second movie in a trilogy, but the first and third movie were never made. And I thought that was the most insane, idiotic thing I've ever heard in my life. And I was like, you know what, that there's got to be like a little bit more behind that than what that is. And that is 1000% what it was. And I started reading, I actually started watching interviews with the director, thinking maybe we're all just misinterpreting this. And he is very much like, nope, this is the second part. Get ready to see what happened before this. And I was like, what? Like, what are you saying? That doesn't make any fucking sense. This movie starts in the middle of something. It's like a direct continuation of something, but that movie was never fucking made. That's the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life, dude. That's fucking bananas.
I completely agree. Like, because when you told me that it was a part 2 without 1 and 3 being made, I was like, all right, so he's going to go for like the Star Wars treatment. You know how they made it like episode 4? it literally, it takes place with them, wrapping up the events of the part 1.
Joe, it's fucking crazy. And in his interviews, he's like, oh yeah, dude, I can't think of anything less enjoyable to pitch. He was like, in these interviews, he was excitedly being like, yeah, and he's doing these interviews before this movie had even come out. And he's like, yeah, then we're going to do part 1 so you can see why they're all like dying when we get to them. And I'm like, well, that would have been cool to, fucking wrap up in the only movie you fucking made. And it's fucking nuts. And one thing I learned while like listening to what's his name? Vince Gilligan? Is that the guy that did Breaking Bad?
Yes.
Which is a super successful show. Probably one of the most well-written shows ever. Even he, in an interview, was like, oh yeah, at the end of every season, we never expected to be picked up, no matter how far in we were. He's like, so we always had to end every season as if it might be our last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, that's fucking brilliant, but like you guys probably could have written down the line. And he was like, we never did that. And this fucking schmuck, this fucking asshole thought he could pull this off. That even Vince Gilligan was like, yeah, it's a terrible idea. This guy's like, yeah, we're going to make the second movie and then we'll make the first and third. Fucking, what a payoff. And
did this have a theatrical release?
So it did not. It premiered at the Playboy Mansion, and then it went to straight to video. But it was released by a major distributor in, I think it was Lionsgate,
right? Anchor Bay
or Anchor Bay, and people were like, "Why are they doing this?" People were like genuinely confused about it. And this director spent his entire life savings plus $260,000 he earned on Kickstarter, which I don't know how he got that money, but
$260,000.
Yeah. And I, dude, honestly, I feel like he had already filmed the movie and then did the Kickstarter. I genuinely believe that.
Sean, if that is the case, I have a newfound respect for him. Because that's good.
Kane Hodder is in this movie. Did you catch his character
his
name?
Fucking name.
Grossum Croodle.
Grossum.
I've never seen something so stupid in my whole life.
Grossum
Croodle. That is so fucking dumb.
That's like what was that? The CKY movie, fucking Haggard when they named the girl Glorin instead of Lauren.
Oh my god! And they were selling this movie. They were pitching it at getthemuckout.com from like 2013 to 2014. They this dude was hyping this movie up. He described it, the director described it, as The Hills Have Eyes meets Evil Dead meets Die Hard. Do you see any of those in there? Like, The Hills Have Eyes, like the tiniest bit, but that's...
Maybe, just because Grossum's a disgusting freak.
Right.
Looks like Michael Berryman.
Why does Kane Hodder have the smallest head on the planet? He's got an enormous body and a peanut head. Oh my god. And you know, I do want to point out one thing, and I mean, I guess we could talk about it, but it just really made me mad. So if people think I'm being hard on the director, he took a major shot at Wes Craven. Did you see that part, or were you a little tied up?
Well, I remember the bar that they're going to was Craven's.
So the attack is happening at their house, at a house, and he's like, what town? And dude, for some reason, the town's name is Wes Craven.
Oh, I thought it was like a bar's name.
No, it was like the name of the town, which, like, you could just have gone with Craven, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Wes Craven? This is the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard. But then they which I was like, oh wow, that's a fucking weird homage. But then they fucking start, and listen, you know I gave probably the worst eulogy of all time to Wes Craven, but
yeah.
They took shots at Wes Craven.
What do they say?
So the guy's like, I'm in Wes Craven. And the guy's like, Wes Craven. Oh, fuck. The exact quote, I forget exactly what the quote was. Oh, fuck. I just lost my headphone. He goes, but it's basically, he's making fun of the town, but it's clear he's making fun of Wes Craven. And he's like, oh yeah, that old tired old thing. It's always the same thing every time. I'm sick of it. And I'm like...
And this was before his death, right?
Yeah.
15, yeah. Damn.
Yeah, man. And you know, this guy made fucking Muck, baby. A movie that he decided... You know what a great setting for a fucking horror movie would be? Called Muck. Let's set it in beautiful scenic Cape Cod.
Cape Cod. Fucking Cape Cod, dude.
The least scary place of all time. Fucking... the terrifying world of Cape Cod. And they couldn't even find, like, fucking beat up old beach houses. Of course not, because it's Cape Cod. But everything had white picket fences, dude. The first house they walk into, they're all acting like they just walked into the house from the Blair Witch Project. Like, they're looking around like, oh, there's beautiful molding everywhere.
I didn't know if it was because I just moved. Oh, which, by the way, if people notice my energy is a little bit off, I'm physically and mentally exhausted. Like, much like the what episode did we do? Better Watch Out. When I moved to my parents' house.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I apologize if I seem off.
No.
But that being said, I didn't know if it was because I had just moved into a house, so like I'm looking at things. But when they first went to the house, I was like, "Is this supposed to be a scary setting?" Because I would honestly feel at ease. Like, there's nothing in this house that could bring danger to me.
It is the most beautiful vacation house I've ever seen, and they're all like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!" What, look, dude, they're like afraid to go into the fucking house. I've never seen a house I'd rather be in my entire
I completely agree, dude. So well kept, like.
Dude, the fucking molding is bright white. It's at night. It's shot at night, and it's glowing. It's so white. Fucking gorgeous. Dude, there's fucking covers on the couches, like fabric cover. It's fucking gorgeous.
The trim around the window is so like perfectly fit and like snug.
I love it. Hey, dude, I love it. And later on, another girl will find another cottage that she goes into, but they clearly changed the room to at least tried to make it look like shit, but it made so much less sense to see it that way. They might as well have just left it like in the perfect condition that it probably was. It was fucking nuts.
This is kind of off topic, but do you remember the band The Freeze?
I don't think so.
Hardcore band. They're phenomenal. Their 1984 album is like top notch. It always cracks me up because they're from Cape Cod. Can you imagine like what the neighbors must have thought, like the tourists must have thought, listening to those guys practice, fucking rehearse in 1984,
or being like
beautiful, luxurious Cape Cod.
Hey, we're the Freeze. We're from Cape Cod, and then just like going into some song about who the fuck knows
about hardships.
Yeah, hardships.
Like Agnostic Front singing about like squatting in houses.
Yes, exactly.
And then there's the Freeze, which again I think they're fantastic. Check them out if you're not familiar. But that always cracked me up. Fucking Cape Cod.
We fucking lived in the house that they shot Muck in. This song's called Muck.
There's a huge missed opportunity there that the Muck director should have looked into, having the Freeze score their film.
And like, I don't even know if the director is like, if the director was from Cape Cod, I think I'd be like, all right, I get it. But I don't think he is.
That's a great point, actually. Like, the guy's just an asshole.
Dude, he was like, we're gonna shoot in Cape fucking Cod. It's probably the only way he could get Kane and the fucking Playmate to be in the fucking movie. Would be like, listen, we'll fly you out to Cape Cod.
Dude, I spent every summer of my life in Cape Cod. My grandparents lived in Cape Cod until 2 years ago.
It's a great place.
Arguably, it's a great place. Packed to the... It is probably the safest place on earth because you can't walk outside without 1,000 people being outside at any given time, right? Like, nothing bad's going to happen to you. Everyone's looking at you. And every 2 seconds, it's just a fucking mini golf or batting cages.
Yes.
All families.
Yes. 100%. And actually, that's like one of the weirder parts about this movie is, well, first of all, we don't know why they're in there because we haven't seen the fucking first movie and they're just on vacation in Cape Cod. So they wouldn't be out in the sticks or walking around in the muck like they're doing. Which, like, I also don't know why there's like the name's called Muck, but whatever. Anyway, but like, it seems to me that this guy that wrote this had never even been to Cape Cod or heard of Cape Cod prior. Because I just feel like he got there to shoot and then was like, oh, fuck. Like, this doesn't make sense with what I wrote. Because, like, there's scenes where they're like, oh, God, we can't call the cops because of some hick sheriff. And I was like, what are they talking about?
I remember that scene exactly. Like, why would he be a fucking hick sheriff?
It's not like Texas Chainsaw where you're like, where it's like the sheriff knows everybody. You know what I mean? It's fucking insane. Like,
dude, you honestly just like left me speechless because I remember that scene and I forgot that it took place in Cape Cod. It's like, that makes such little sense.
It's like, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And by the way, they still called the cops in all of those movies. And every time they were like, oh my God, he's related to them too. And like, I mean, it's a great thing, by the way. I don't mind it. I don't care. It's a great fucking trope or whatever.
Yeah, it's a good trope.
Yeah.
But not here. My problem with this movie, well, I have a lot of problems with this movie. But two huge problems is it started off like being super meta, right? And then it just gave up on that like a half hour into it. I thought it was going to be like, right? I thought it was going to be like they're going for like a Scream angle. And they gave up on it. And also, this guy has no business putting that much fucking dialogue into his movie. Like, are you kidding me, guy? Dude. Why are all your characters talking that much?
Dude, and it especially, there's two scenes specifically, and it's when that guy whose name, I kept calling him Billy, and then I found out his name was not at all Billy. His name was Troit, Troit.
Right.
Dude, this guy picked the worst names for his fucking characters. Troy, and then the girl's name is like Childa. I did like this guy like went to like how is this? Not one person was like, hey man, like, I think you should maybe do this a little fucking differently.
Fucking Troy
Chandy, Chandi, Chandi. Then there's Noah, Kylie. And by the way, we've said this. I know we've said this in a bunch of movies recently where I could not tell them apart. This is the first one where all of them, male, female, I could not tell a single one of these fucking idiots apart until there was only 3 left, and they, for some reason, just kept yelling each other's name at each other. Oh, and there is a guy named Billy in the fucking movie. Whatever. There's Victoria Cougar. There's a guy named Nice Guy James, the barkeep.
Wait, if that's what I'm thinking of, he wasn't even that nice.
He was a fucking asshole. There's 2 bartenders in the movie, and neither of them were nice. They were both like, both times somebody was in trouble, and they look at them like they're fucking nuts, and they're like, "Go."
Okay, but to be fair, one of those guys acted I can't even put into words how little this guy acted like he was in trouble. The guy's in the biggest trouble of his fucking life. He's fucking ordering drinks with women.
Well, dude, his friends are in life-threatening danger. And I mean, again, we didn't see the first movie, so assumingly they're being chased by something that has attacked them already.
Yes.
And
they keep saying things like, we're in a horror movie. And then they send this guy to go get help, which he does. He just starts drinking and partying with all the people at the bar.
It's fucking crazy. And the first thing he does is goes and washes his hands. Like, dude. And like, oh my god, dude, it's fucking bananas. It's fucking, it's awful. Chandy and Troit. Oh my god. And those people are the main characters, and we don't even meet them until later. Dude, that blew my fucking mind. Like, I was mad that they were just introducing characters at the 45-minute mark. Honestly, like, I was like, oh, come on.
I texted you, and I was like, wait, was it, like, I literally texted Sean. I was like, I have a question, because I never ask Sean questions about the movies. And like I said, I'm beyond tired. So like, I was like, maybe I'm just really not paying attention. I don't want to ruin the episode. So I texted Sean. I was like, was this guy part of the party? And Sean's just like, no, he just shows up for some reason 45 minutes into the movie. And I'm like, I have no clue. Like, I don't know where he came from or why he came from there. And also, he's the biggest piece of shit I've ever fucked. He's the least funny asshole. Reminds me of this guy Jim from our town. Just overtly obnoxious for the sake of being obnoxious.
Yes.
Making like racist terrorist jokes, you know, like for no reason.
And like almost not even understanding like why it's not like, not only that it's offensive, but it's just not even fucking fun. Not even fucking funny.
That's the most offensive part about it. It's not the misogyny or the racism. It's just how fucking brutally unfunny he is while delivering it.
Dude, and the reason this guy shows up at the 45-minute mark is because our lead, Troit, instead of calling the police or calling anybody, he calls this guy.
His cousin.
He calls Troit and is like, hey, can you come over? And Troit's like, fucking guess. And that's where the Wes Craven thing happens. He's like, where are you? He's like, I'm in Wes Craven.
That's why I thought it was the bar. I thought that was the name of the bar.
No, he's like, I'm in Wes Craven. And he's like, Wes Craven hasn't been fucking happening in years. Good job. Good job, guy. By the way, this director 100% is going to find this episode and was 100% going to fucking message us or tweet about it. And I'm just going to not have any tolerance for this guy. He also tried to make the first one and it got canceled.
Good. Thank God.
I know.
Because we would have to sit through it somehow.
Wait, did I tell you? Oh, I didn't. I didn't tell you. I was gonna do it on a Patreon episode because we got a lot of like fan recommendations, and we got one Chelsea Borden. Shout out Chelsea Borden. Literally tried to bribe us monetarily to do a movie. She was like, "Listen, I'll pay you X amount of dollars if you do Sleepaway Camp." And I was like, listen,
wow,
keep your money. I feel like we've done Sleepaway Camp. I know we have.
Have we not done Sleepaway Camp?
We have not. And
how's that possible?
Dude, I swear to God, we fucking talked about it.
I feel like I distinctly remember doing that.
I think we might have talked about it on the threes.
Well, we did Sleepaway Camp 3. Like I watched it for the threes, but I'm talking about the first one.
Yeah, I know, but like, I know for a fact we talked about. Wait, I don't know if that's the first one. Is the first one the scene where the lady like falls into a pot of like stew, or is that the third one? She's like the lunch lady.
The chef gets burned, like the boiling hot water.
Yeah,
it's like a vat. That's the first one.
That's the first, dude. Like I know we talked about that.
Dude, I know I watched it for the show. Like,
but we didn't. And shout out to Jay Hess, who's like putting together a wiki page and using like technology to like figure out what the fuck we actually talked about, because I'm fascinated. I would love to know where these hidden like things come from.
Did we do a like live tweet? Because remember we were doing live tweets back then.
Oh, I don't think we did that though.
I don't think we did either. What the fuck?
I don't know, but she wants to hear it. She wants to hear it. We got some other good ones. Anyway, we should talk about Muck and wrap this fucking episode up so you can go to bed. So Muck opens with a group of kids, and they're in the fucking muck, which I guess is what they're calling like the wetlands. I don't know why it's called muck. The cover shows a lady covered in like tar, and you're like, oh shit, that looks pretty sick. That's not anything in this movie. And they're all fucking really pretty hurt. One of them is dying from blood loss. And for some reason, all the women are just in underwear, and the guys are fully dressed. Completely fucking dressed. And for some reason, none of the girls have clothes on.
And it occurs throughout the movie.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Except the one girl that's almost completely naked somehow has galoshes like 3/4 of the way through the movie. This is the weirdest like inconsistency I've ever seen in a movie ever.
Dude, actually, when that naked girl gets thrown through the window in slow motion, it's one of the funniest things I've fucking seen.
That was the best scene in the movie.
In the movie, right? All right.
100%.
I didn't know if it was just like delirious. I honestly was like laughed out loud at it.
No, I fucking loved it. I thought it was fucking great. It reminded me of like when Jack Black kicks the dog in Anchorman. Like just seeing something being thrown that way is always just gonna get a laugh out of me. Like when Seamus threw Hornswoggle. Like dude, that shit's just funny. I don't even know how they got her. Like I don't know how that worked.
I don't need it.
Dude, she's like spinning midair.
I know. It's fucking ridiculous. And I don't think it was a dummy.
No, I don't think it was either, dude. It looked like a fucking person. It was like it was fucking bizarre. And they're all, by the way, they have stopped right in front of a house. They're about 20 feet away from a house. And for 10 minutes, they just all talk about being cold, dying because one of them is losing blood, and needing a phone for 10 minutes.
Nobody in the history of the world has ever talked that much about dying without actually dying.
Oh, dude. One of my favorite things in this movie, too, is that everyone that dies in this movie takes fucking 45 minutes to die. It's unbelievable. There's one girl that dies right in front of you. You forget about it. And then like 20 minutes later, it cuts to her in a bed and she's alive and dying.
Honestly, unbelievable. Because that was around the time when I texted you. I was like, wait, what is happening? I thought this girl already died.
Dude, she was fucking murdered so hard. And to find out like 20 minutes later in the movie, it just cuts to her in a bed and then she's like...
I'm pretty sure she repeats the same line as like the last time you saw her. It's very fucking bizarre.
Oh my god, it's fucking amazing. Anyway, so they're outside just talking about being cold and needing a phone and being like, we need to go into the house for 10 fucking minutes. And then they're like, all right, let's go into the house. They just kept saying that. They were like, well, we should go in the house. And no one does. They just stay outside. We cut to a naked lady who is running through the muck. I don't think she plays any part in this movie.
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Because she is topless. She's topless in the muck, and we don't see her, except for it'll randomly cut to her running through the muck and dying of hypothermia. And that's it.
I wanted to ask you, we've been doing Andy Sidaris movies the past couple weeks, right? And the whole time we've been like, this guy, he's like a hero. He just pays to blow things up and have like nudity, right?
Yes.
The guy who directed Muck somehow got a bunch of girls to be scantily clad and like just do whatever he wants, and I think he's a piece of shit for it. So I don't know why there's a double standard between him and Andy Sidaris, but for some reason it's way grosser when the guy who directed Muck did it.
Because because Andy Sidaris was like, let's go on a Hawaiian island. These women have guns. They're the heroes. They fucking kick ass. And,
yeah, you're right.
And like they blow shit up and like it's sick. And this guy was like, let's make one freezing in the mud. And it's like the least appealing thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. It's fucking gross. And I know we talked about how obscene the nudity was in Andy Sidaris movies and totally unnecessary. But so this is where the double standard is. Because it's unnecessary in Muck. But it actually pisses me off in Muck. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like in Andy Sidaris movie, they would literally be like eating dinner at McDonald's for some reason. Just pop their tits out, right? But here, there's like a shower scene, which Andy Sidaris movies has. There is a shower scene where the shower is attached to a fucking tree. It honestly defied physics, and I was fine with it. This one, the girl's actually taking a shower in the home. I was like, "Fuck you!" Like, why is this happening right now?
I mean, I think it's just because Sidaris was fun, man. Like he didn't make sense. The movies aren't great, but like at the same time, I guess they told a story, like from A to Z. Like I don't know, like it was there's some charm to it.
Like if Sidaris started with Hard Ticket to Hawaii and then made the first movie, I'd still be fine with it. I don't know what the double standard is.
Dude, Muck is the least charming movie I've ever seen in my fucking life. It's so fucking bad, dude. And the fucking dialogue is unbelievable. The guy that is dying, he says actually right now, he's dying, and he's like, "Hey, let's have sex." And the girl's like, "Oh, you don't." She's like, "You don't have enough blood to raise your giant dick." Why is that a line? And he's like, "Oh yeah, I guess that's true."
Is that guy this director? Because why else would that be written like that?
Dude, why would you... Dude, it's the fucking weirdest shit.
He's dying. Dude, that's literally what she says. You're not going to have enough blood to make your giant dick erect. And he goes on about it for another 5 minutes. Be like, "Oh, God, my dying wish is going to be that my penis was smaller for the first time in my life."
Oh, having a giant dick is so hard. While he's bleeding out.
Also, he looks like a fucking idiot.
Oh my god! And these people clearly need help so badly. They don't trust the house, which is gorgeous. And by the way, these houses, like, they're modern, and they're like, "Oh god, we got to start a fire." There's heat in that fucking house. There's all these modern appliances. They have a fucking furnace.
Dude, I have stayed in multiple Cape Cod homes. I don't even think any of them come with fireplaces for some reason. I think they're all fucking heaters.
That's a fucking great point. I don't think I've ever seen a fireplace in one.
It's very bizarre, actually, now that I say that. Because New England is like, every home has fireplace. But
yeah,
my grandparents live there. I have friends and family up there, and we used to rent houses up there instead of hotels, and none of them have ever had a fireplace.
Oh man! Well, they refuse to call the police because, like, they're like, "Well, I don't need some." He says, "I don't need some hick sheriff what the fuck are you talking? Like, what? And then, by the way, after he says that, there's a conversation about them being like, we should have went to Lynchburg, Tennessee to drink whiskey. Okay. Fucking dialogue is dog shit.
It is so dialogue heavy. Like, just... Dude, okay. If it's a part 2... like, why are we having these people talk? Like the killer could have just been there from the get-go, right? It's part 2, even though we don't know what happened in part 1.
Right.
Just make him there killing people. Like, and then you could explain it and set it up in part 1. But instead we get them talking for 45 minutes.
And you know, that is like a big... I mean, the whole movie shows you how amateurish this all is, and like just some guy that was like, I want to make a movie. But like that's something I thought about after the fact, which was like, even if you made a first one to this, you'd be like, why the fuck? Like, why are they doing all the setup in this? They're so clearly being like, we're starting midway through, but then for some reason they're starting all over. Imagine watching one and then watching this and then being like, are you fucking kidding me? We're learning about all these people again?
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck? Anyway, so
that's why you don't film out of fucking order.
When you could barely finance the one movie and thinking you're going to get 1 and 3 also out of it.
Unbelievable.
The girl, one of the gals says she's going to go upstairs and take a shower, and it cuts to the stairs, which again, beautiful vacation beach home stairs. It cuts to the stairs and it's like, don't. As if we're supposed to be scared of upstairs. She goes up and takes like 20 minutes to take her fucking shirt off. And then the door closes. The door closes and you're like, oh, she's fucking dead. That's why it was doing that noise. But turns out we'll find out. That's not the case. We'll find that out in fucking 15 minutes.
Dude, I just Googled for the hell of it, crime rate in Cape Cod. It says, for the most part, cities and towns on the Cape are relatively low density and crime rates are low thanks to increased police presence.
Because they're just arresting fucking drunks. It's just a drunk tank. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
You're just arresting the fucking dads that snuck out of the hotel room to get fucking loaded, and then like are walking home and like fall into a fucking ditch. Like, it is the safest place. I can't even think. It's insane. It's insane, and that's what makes it even more insane when the guy's like, "I'll go find help." And
dude, did I ever tell you when I was up there with my ex-girlfriend and her family? We had a rented house, and we would go every year. And I don't even know if I should tell, but it was always like you don't go up to the Cape to fucking party. And these are like my partying days. I'll never forget one year we rented a house. This story probably sucks, so please edit this out. I honestly just want to tell you this. One year we rented a house, and next door was like a bachelorette party, and like I was there with my girlfriend. I wasn't looking to score or anything, but it sounded like the most fun I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, and you could see that it was all outside in the summertime. I was like, oh my god, this looks like the most fun I've ever seen. And like, they were in the streets, be like, come over, party, like yelling at anybody that was walking by. I was like, let's go check this out. Like, we never do anything up here. And the entire family, like, they're all close in age, like siblings and stuff. They're like, let's play Pictionary instead. And they busted out Pictionary and they read each question in an English accent. And I was like, I'm not playing Pictionary. And I literally just sat on the couch with like my head looking at the ceiling and listened to them read each clue in a shitty English accent where it was just interrupted by the most fun I've ever heard in my entire life outside happening, and me just being miserable, being like, oh my god, I wish I was fucking literally anywhere other than listening to this.
I can't think of an example of it, but I know I've seen like a movie or a show. For some reason, The Simpsons comes to mind, where it would just be like you sitting in there listening to that, and in the background them being like, let's all take our tops off.
Sean, and like they had like the ice luges and the jello shots, and they were all just It literally, you couldn't make it. It was like, they were like 100 deep. Because, I mean, if you're having a bachelorette party up there, like, you're probably well off, right?
Yeah.
And, I mean, the house next door was fucking enormous. And it was just filled, and the yard was huge. It was just filled to capacity. I also just jello shots, screaming all night long. It was just like everything you'd want from a party. I was stuck inside listening to people pretend to read Pictionary cards in a British accent.
That story rules, by the way. I love that story. I know that story, and I think it's like one of my all-time favorites. Dude, because it's like, it's something out of a fucking movie, where it's just like hearing the best things in the world.
It's like, you can't enjoy it. You can't, like, I'm not, I don't know, I don't think I'm a dickhead, so I was just like, I'm not going to argue with them or, like, pout about it, but I was just fucking, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go watch. I put on a Red Sox, it was like a Red Sox spring training game in the other room, just because I had, had to distance myself from it. I'm not even a Red Sox fan.
Oh my god, that shit fucking cracks me up. And so, and it's interesting that you're saying that, because this takes place on St. Patrick's Day, which is, by the way, why also another reason why I chose it.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so St. Patrick's Day, happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. It's tomorrow by the time you listen to this. This takes place on St. Patrick's Day, which I know is not prime time for Cape Cod, probably, but also there's going to be a lot of people out in Cape Cod on St. Patrick's Day.
I mean, Massachusetts has a huge Irish population, and, the bars in Cape Cod are probably the only thing that are bringing people in at this time of year.
Yeah, so, and I've never seen more empty bars in my life on St. Patrick's Day. Fucking weird.
My favorite part about that is one of the quote unquote heroes who's supposed to be getting help and ends up drinking at a bar can't fathom that somebody's birthday is also on St. Patrick's Day.
Dude, that was so fucking weird.
She's like, today's my birthday. He's like, it can't be. It's St. Patrick's Day.
Dude, dude, that might be exactly what he says. He's literally like angry at her for lying. He's like, don't you lie to me, bitch. I know it's St. Patrick's Day. He's so fucking mad about it. And she's like, no, it's true. And he's like, Jesus Christ.
What are the odds of that? I just snorted so loud. It's so fucking stupid.
Dude, there were so many things that were fucking insanely dumb in this. That woman, by the way, that is hitting on him in the bar, her character name is Victoria Cougar.
Yes. Clever.
A little on the nose there. All right. Anyway, one girl's up taking a shower. Another girl goes to the basement where she falls down the stairs or something. I don't know. It doesn't really fucking matter.
So many people fall in this movie too. Dude, I know I'm jumping all over the place, and I apologize to the listeners, but there's a scene where the girl's in the shower, and then there's the killer downstairs, and she slips and falls, but immediately recovers. Like that fall couldn't have been less significant to anything. It doesn't even knock her out; she just falls and immediately gets up and walks downstairs.
So one of my biggest problems with this movie is it's almost like the way I take notes. Sometimes I take notes on super insignificant shit, right? And I'm like, why do I take a note on that? It doesn't make sense. I don't need to write that down. This movie thought that everything was so fucking important to the point that halfway through the movie, not at the beginning, it starts halfway through. They start doing that layered, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a layered timeline, right? So
yes.
So the girl looks out the window and sees somebody outside and is like, no! And you're like, whoa, who the fuck was that? And then it'll cut to something else, and then it cuts to an event outside, and then we see the girl yelling out the window. So it's like trying to connect timelines but also hopping around.
Yes.
And being like, get it? This happened at the same time. That couldn't be more. Wait, I'm trying to think about how to say this. That couldn't be less important to this fucking movie about when things were happening. It's insane. And to do it once, I was like, okay. Because honestly, like sometimes when I see that in a movie, I'm like, that was fucking cool. It's not that way in this movie. And they do it like 5 times. They, like, you get the other end of the phone call. You know what I mean? Like, it cuts to another scene, then it cuts to another scene, and in that scene, you see him on the other end of, like, the I need help phone call at the bar. And you're like, dude, like, we don't need this. What? We know he called the other guy. What is it? Why do we need to see it again? And they, like, overlap dialogue, so we'll hear the same dialogue multiple times.
Yes.
Like, this guy's like, everything I wrote is so fucking important. You need to make sure you understand where you are in this timeline, or else you might get fucking lost. You might not know what's fucking happening if you don't know where we are in the timeline.
Well, it turns out that's exactly what's going to happen. Because I had no clue what was happening at any point in this movie.
Dude, that's actually a great point. I literally had no idea what the fuck was going on. And no one dies. No one ever fucking dies in the scene that they die in. So, dude, we watch so many people die, and you're like, oh, that's the end of them. And like 20 minutes later, it'll cut back to that. And they do eventually die.
Yes.
But it's just later.
Right.
It's the fucking best. Anyway, the girl goes to the basement. She falls down the stairs, and we see one of the villains for the first time, and he looks like one of those war boys from Fury Road. Fucking ridiculous. Fucking Proud Boys.
Wait, what was the main idiot's name in Fury Road?
Fucking
Smoking Joe.
Joe. Wait. Fuck. It's dude.
Emojin Joe.
Emojin Joe. That's it. I say it all the time because whenever I see a disgusting fat white guy with white hair and a fucking face mask walking around, he looks just like Emojin. I've literally sent that to so many people about people I've seen in public. Like, I've just sent them text pictures of Emojin.
Fucking Emojin Joe.
Fat, pale-skinned idiot with fucking white hair. Disgusting. Oh, man. Fury Road was cool.
It was, man.
Yeah. That was a neat thing that guy did. What's the director's name?
Oh, it's the same guy that did the original one.
Yeah, George Miller.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so sick. Like, he's like 100 years old and was like, I want to make one more.
Yeah. Honestly, I respect it.
That's fucking sick, dude. That's like so fucking cool. I don't know. I like that so much.
The guy who played Emojin Joe was the bad guy in Mad Max.
Was it really?
Or not Mad Max, Road Warrior. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. That's so good. Also, it's so weird because like George Miller did like the Mad Max movies and then did like Babe and then like Happy Feet and took like years off and then was like, I'm going to make Fury Road.
George Miller did Babe.
George Miller did Babe and Babe Pig in the City. He actually wrote and produced the first Babe, and then Babe Pig in the City. He also took the director's seat.
Good for him. What a weird resume.
It is one of the most bizarre resumes of all time. He also did the Nightmare at 20,000 Feet.
The Twilight Zone movie.
For the movie, yeah. And they did Happy Feet 2. Dude, but like, okay, so like, it's a weird resume, right? But at the same time, not only did he direct them, he wrote those fucking movies.
Yeah.
Which is like fucking weird as fuck that like in his brain, he was like, I just want to write this movie about this guy in a wasteland killing people. Earth is on the brink. And also in that brain was like, I really want to write a fucking movie about a dancing penguin.
This pig needs to fucking talk.
It's the same thing. And like maybe even Babe was in like the original draft of Mad Max. Like, and somebody was like, "Hey, why is there a talking pig in this fucking movie?" And he's like, "Oh, you don't like that?" You're like, "No, Cut it out. Get that fucking out of this movie. And he's like, all right.
Why is Mel Gibson yelling "Bah Ram you"?
Dude, Max was originally a pig. I don't even know. Is the character's name actually Max in Mad Max? I don't even know if it is.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's fucking amazing. Yeah, it is Mad Max. That would be amazing.
Do you remember when Babe came out? There was also that talking pig movie, Gordy.
Oh, yeah.
I owned it on VHS. We should review Gordy for the show.
You know, George Miller probably hates
Sean, I just Googled Gordy. That's the most idiotic pig I've ever seen on the cover.
Wait.
Yeah, I mean, he just looks like a pig, but there's something about him. He's the most fucking stupid looking pig I've ever seen.
It's Gordy, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wearing a fucking
He's wearing
necktie.
a fucking scarf. The talking pig who made it big. What a fucking tagline.
Wait, did you say George Miller was fucking hate Gordy?
Yeah.
Dude, I just want to interview George Miller now. I'll just ask him Gordy questions.
Wait. Imagine how mad. Hey, where did you come up with the idea for Gordy? Which is so insane because like Babe is unarguably the more famous talking pig. So to confuse it with Gordy is insane.
You can't fucking argue that. Of course he is. Nobody knows who Gordy is. Dude, Gordy had a tag team. Dude, tag team was already played out by 1994. The tag team made a song called "Pig Power in the House" for Gordy.
Oh my god! So Gordy came out. Oh wait, Gordy.
I love that we're talking about this.
Gordy came out in 90. It's listed as a 95 movie, but it says it came out in Tucson in 94.
Yeah, so it's probably like a festival release.
Yeah. So they came out the same year.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like the Volcano Dante's Peak thing.
They know. They're like this is just what we're doing. You know, all the agents know. And
yeah, Armageddon, Deep Impact.
they're like, we're just going to go head to head with them. That's why I'm saying George fucking hates Gordy. George Miller fucking is like, you motherfuckers. And Disney thought they were the new hotness. Not the new hotness. I mean, they're very much the old hotness. But they were like, we're going to bring our talking pig to the party.
Wait, which one was Disney? Babe or Gordy?
Gordy.
Disney did Gordy.
Disney did Gordy, yes.
What a bunch of ass. Dude, at least Babe had like, you know, celebrities in it. I'm looking at the cast for Gordy. I don't recognize a single name.
Oh my god.
Not even the voices.
Why is this so funny to me? I don't know why. I honestly think this is the funniest shit we've ever talked about. Dude, breaking down Babe. Oh my god.
I would 100% do a live show, a double feature on Babe and Gordy.
Compare boot or reboot on Babe and Gordy. People are like begging us to do 2 movies at a time for like a remake thing, and we do Babe and Gordy. They're not even a remake.
Just 2 fucking idiotic pig films.
Oh my god, I don't know why this is so fucking funny. Pig power in the house, baby. Oh my god, I'm fucking crying. Anyway, George Miller fucking rocks. Shout out to George Miller. Anyway, back in Muck, that guy gets to a bar where he immediately is like, I need to wash my hands. And we get to watch it in real time, which is which is always exciting to see. Also, one weird thing in this movie is there are probably 3 scenes where a woman goes to the bathroom and undresses for no reason.
Yes.
In the bathroom. and then comes out fully clothed again, and like nothing occurs. It just filming. They just get like the only thing I could think of is like it made me laugh out loud when I was by myself in my house. But all I could think of, they were just all undressing to take it like monster shits. Getting fully naked, like when like those guys
You're sweating so bad, yeah.
like those,
I've been there.
Like when you see a guy at a urinal and he's got his pants and underwear down to his ankles. These women just like completely undressed to take like a massive shit. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just what came to my mind. Because, like, honestly, there was no other reason for them to all be getting undressed in the bathroom.
You've never had such a bad stomachache where you take off all your clothes.
I mean, of course I have. But
yeah. Something's going on in the water in this Cape Cod town.
It's all that muck we're drinking, baby. All that muck in our water source. Oh, man. Anyway, this guy that is supposed to be getting help starts taking selfies and drinking. Also, I forgot this was made in 2015. This woman is using like a fucking Nokia block phone. I just realized this movie was current, and oh my God, this is infuriating. Anyway, we get a musical shower scene where we just watch a woman bathing while a country blues song.
So unnecessary.
And very ill-fitting. It's a movie in Cape Cod on St. Patrick's Day, and it's like this country blues song. Fucking, what the fuck?
Did you read the synopsis at all? It kept... I'm very open to the possibility that I just completely missed something.
Okay.
The synopsis kept saying, like, they escaped one terror, but that's still coming for them. And also there's a new terror. What are the two terrors?
There is a second terror that they reference once in the middle of the movie. But, by the way, by reference, I mean, they say, hey, he said something about something being in the muck. That's it. That's all he says. All right. So next up, we get to see our boy Kane Hodder for the first time in what was an alarming, you're expecting, the Kane Hodder we know. He's usually in masks and things. That's not the case here. Kane Hodder is, first of all, he's wearing a bald cap that you can see, which is weird because he doesn't really have a ton of hair. Right? Or maybe it's just very short. I don't know. I'm having a hard time visualizing. Regardless, he's wearing a bald cap and you could see the lines in the makeup. And Kane Hodder is fucking topless, baby. With a killer physique. I mean, I shouldn't even... I mean, I'm fucking gross. But Kane... Kane, it's just an odd look to see Kane like this, and it's not very like intimidating, right? Because the other war boys or whatever the fuck they are, some of them are fucking ripped and shredded, and Kane, I assumed was the leader because it's Kane Hodder, and he is less impressive looking, much less impressive looking. Anyway, he looks ridiculous, and the girl that was in the shower comes running down the stairs because she sees something outside. We talked about this. We don't know what it is, and she's running downstairs in a towel, I guess assuming that she's going to do something. And Kane Hodder, axe to the stomach.
Yes.
Right. That would be enough. She's dead. She's fucking dead.
What? This is what you were talking about before.
Yes.
She's not.
She's not. And then Kane picks up the axe and fucking hits her twice more with a fucking axe. and blood is splattering all over his fucking face. He's covered in this woman's blood. She is dead. However, we will see her later. So don't hold that dial or something. Anyway, now we're at the 30-minute mark of this movie, and we are introduced to that guy Troit that we talked about, who is, by the end of the movie, they are painting him as if he's like Ash from The Evil Dead. And like somebody you should like. In the next 5 minutes, he just says the most obscene, unfunny shit I've ever heard in my entire fucking life.
Dude, like, we hang out with people who think we do, or I should say, we used to hang out with people whose idea of like a conversation is quote unquote razzing. That's what they called it. It's just like a nonstop roast, right?
Right.
It's fucking exhausting.
It's also they're not very good at it.
They're not very, yeah, exactly. Much like Troy, like that's what he reminds me of.
Yes.
Why would that girl continue to hang out with him?
Dude, he is with 2 women at the time. For some reason, they both want to sleep with him. But one of them is, I believe she says she's Indian in it. I forget exactly what she says. But
she's Hindu, and
yes,
he's calling her a Muslim terrorist repeatedly.
We're literally using the word terrorist and being like, oh, you just want 40 virgins, you fucking idiot terrorist. And then,
and then he goes to a bar. He says the same thing, and for some reason the bartender's like, yeah, you fucking mutt terrorist.
And these 2 are supposed to be best friends and potentially like missing out on a fabulous relationship together. And even after he calls her a terrorist, he's like, I know you want to fuck me, and I probably want to fuck you. She's like, oh, Troy, or whatever the fuck your name is. Oh my god. Another woman undresses in the bathroom. For no reason. This is Troy's girlfriend or date goes to the bathroom, undresses, and then comes out fully dressed. Dude, it's fucking 7-minute scene. Fucking unbelievable. Why would you film that, dude? Like, it's a fucking waste of my time. Ay, ay, ay. Another person I thought was dead is grabbed by one of the war boys. I don't even remember which one. I think it's the girl that fell down the fucking stairs. We haven't seen her in like fucking 15 minutes, so they grab her. And we're cutting now between the guy, Noah, I think is his name.
Yes.
And who is now running home, running like fucking Forrest Gump, and they're like cutting between that.
He runs for so long in this movie.
Dude,
it is like Forrest Gump.
He runs, dude. Cape Cod's like 3 square miles, and he is just running forever. He is running forever. And also didn't call the police, so whatever. So it's cutting between him and one of his best friends being fucking tortured and raped by fucking Kane Hodder, which is not that fun to see. Fucking weird. Also, why is it so weird? Why do these movies even put a holiday in it? Why was St. Patrick's Day?
I was really hoping a leprechaun would make an appearance, like till the very end.
You were hoping a leprechaun appeared?
Yes. Why else would it be taking place on St.
Yo, maybe that's the second beast. That's what
I'm saying. That they kept alluding to like a second evil.
Yeah, the second beast was not a leprechaun. It was a thing in the water, in the muck. Well, what a stupid fucking movie. This guy,
fucking leprechaun.
The guy that wrote this should be fucking brained with a fucking tack hammer. Honestly, can I tell you? And I know I'm being like super harsh, and I don't fucking care. The guy when I was about halfway through this, and I was like, did this motherfucker make anything else? And I looked up his IMDb, and he's like in post-production on something in 2021. And I was like, and it's obviously not going to be good. It's nothing related to fucking Muck. And I was so fucking happy this guy hasn't had work since Muck. I've never been happier. I mean, get the fuck out of here. Fucking bullshit. It's fucking insane. I've never seen this. Let's talk about it. Is this one of the... okay, we know it's one of the worst movies we've ever done. Where do you put it, though? Because it's pretty fucking high for me, dude. Like, it's pretty fucking high.
I'm glad you're saying that, because, again, I didn't know if it was just because of everything going on and how tired I am. It's in the upper echelon of least amount of fun I've had watching a movie for this show.
Dude, I think it's, and honestly, and this, I didn't think it was going to make for a bad episode because there's a bunch to talk about, but I think it's fucking awful. Dude, even like Sick and all those other fucking ridiculous movies we did, like at least,
Sick was pretty bad.
they were bad, but like, dude, I feel like they still, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just,
I hate movies like this, especially for the show, because not only are they bad, but they're super dialogue heavy. Like, if they just had, what was his name? Fucking
Kane.
Goatface, Gawson's Creek. If they had him,
Grawsome Crooters.
yeah. If they just had him killing people the entire time, fine. Like that, I'd be fine with it. Just make it be a bad movie with a lot of gore. But just to have this much talking, dude, I do not like that at all.
And imagine giving bringing this character Grawsome Croodles to life. Toaster strudel and fucking not like there's no payoff to him, and I don't think they have even seen him before.
Of course not. Because wait. So let me ask that right now. So Grawson, whatever. Well, him? He's not the one that was chasing him in part 1, right?
I don't think so. No, I think that was
he's just in the house.
Yes, he's just new.
The stuff in the muck was the stuff chasing him in the first one.
Right. So also the new monster is actually the old monster. Oh man, I'm so excited to talk about the very last scene too. That guy that's running home, also, by the way, this guy's been tasked with saving everyone. Stops on his way home to, continue saving everyone, to watch a woman naked through her window. Which, besides being the biggest waste of fucking time, is also fucking illegal and creepy as fuck. And you're just like, what?
It is the biggest waste of time. People dying.
Why is that a scene? Anyway, they kill a bunch of the friends. They light one of them on fire, which seems like kind of lame for but dude, also they're all carrying pitchforks. What are these villains? They're carrying pitchforks and lighting people on fire. They're not supernatural. They're just kind of fucking idiotic.
They're just ugly. Yeah.
Ugly. Just a bunch of incels. Oh my god. All right. Finally, 20 minutes later, we cut to that girl who got axe wounded. And I guess Kane carried her upstairs and put her on a bed. Yes. Because that's where she's laying. She's laying in a bed. And then she just dies.
which we already thought she did 20 minutes ago.
So that was good. You got to make sure you include that scene. Dude, there's nothing happens. It's a close up on her fucking face, and she's just like, takes her last breath. Noah gets to the house. The lady gets thrown through the window as Noah shows up to the house, and Noah is fucking so upset. He is just devastated. Which is weird because he has done absolutely nothing to help. And he is the one that was sent to help people. And he comes back empty-handed.
we just said he paused to watch somebody undress, which if he had not done that, he probably could have saved her, you know?
And he comes back and it's like, who could have done this? Dude. Yeah, we know. He also goes into the house and there is blood. Like, the walls are covered in fucking blood. Which would be sick if we got to see any of that happen. But we didn't. We have not seen it. He immediately starts fighting Kane Hodder. Like, dude, he runs into the house and finds Kane Hodder and he's like, "You piece of shit." Just immediately starts fighting him and kills him so fucking easily.
Yeah.
Dude, just impales him with, I don't even know what it was. It was like an anchor or something.
So anticlimactic.
Fucking ridiculous. Dude, just pierces fucking Kane. The people that Kane Hodder is killing died slower than Kane Hodder died in fucking 3 seconds. Kane Hodder got fucking stabbed and was like, "Ah!" and just dies on the fucking spot. That's it. Kane Hodder's done. He's out of the fucking movie. Cut to a girl who is running in galoshes. Now, this is not the girl that is lost in the muck, because that girl was topless and did not have galoshes. Because also, we know she didn't have galoshes because we saw her tapping her heels like Wizard of Oz and saying "There's no place like home." We saw that in the credits, which was a fucking masterful artist technique. Fucking love that little homage to the Wizard of Oz. So we know it's not her, right? The girl in the basement got thrown through the window. She's gone. There was another girl. I don't know where she's at. And then the shower girl's dead. Or maybe, no, that girl, I don't know. I don't know who this is. But she's got galoshes and she's running around. It looks like shower girl to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm insane. I don't know. Anyway, she finds
I honestly have no clue.
Yeah, she finds a terrifyingly beautiful beach cottage again, and goes in and somehow looks like a fucking like Nightmare on Elm Street like nightmare scene. It's like a rusty bed frame.
Yes.
This movie is just never fucking ending. Oh, that girl is attacked by like the Proud Boys or whatever, and stabs one with a pitchfork. And then stands in the sprinkler. Dude, do you remember this scene or no?
I
Joe.
don't.
Joe, she stood. She kills him. And then she's like standing in the lawn like, "Oh my God, what is happening?" And the sprinkler goes off like right in her fucking face.
Oh. I do.
It's like a direct shot to her fucking face. And she just stays there.
It's one of those hard sprinklers too, where it wouldn't sprinkle you.
Dude, you feel it. You feel it on the fucking skin so hard. And it also, all those sprinklers like rotate and spin. For some reason, this one is stuck in a stationary mode pointed at the house, which is just hitting her in the face. That's a whole scene, man. Oh my God. Anyway, cut to Troy with his 2 girlfriends in his car. They encounter a pitchfork wielding Proud Boys in the road, and they're like, one girl's like, "Run him over," another girl's like, "Don't." He's like, "I don't know what the fuck is going on." Fair reaction. And then they start running at him, and you're like, "Oh, well, now you just run them over because they're so fucking far away." But the car doesn't start, which is weird that he even stopped it in the first place. But. And they start jumping on the car and like smashing the windows out. And for some reason, it just cuts to one of the girl's breasts. And they're just jiggling with the vibration of the car shaking from the attack. Never seen anything like that. They're ripping all the girls' clothes off, which is like their fucking favorite activity. And somehow the car flips over and kills one of the girls. That is not explained. That car literally just flips on its own. Dude, it's just a bunch of people. There's no there's nothing. The car flips on its own and Troy kills one of them, and suddenly Troy has gone from drunk asshole who was drinking and driving, by the way, to like the hero of the movie.
Yes.
And like the wisecracker, which they're not good wisecracker. Dude, he's got one-liners that are so
They're the worst. You said they tried to make him the Ash, and honestly, I read, like, that's funny that you said that, because I hopped on Letterboxd right before we recorded, and I saw like multiple reviews being like, "Why are they trying to make this guy Ash?"
Dude, it was so weird. It was so fucking weird. And they even gave him like a blue shirt. Like, I feel like it was supposed to be. I don't know, man. Dude, imagine if they made Ash and the Evil Dead, and it opened. The first time you see Ash is at a bar, and he's calling fucking Indian people terrorists, and being like, "Give me 2 shots," and somebody being like, "Hey man, you shouldn't drive and have 2 shots," and he's like, "Fuck you," and takes 2 shots anyway. Fucking drives home. Anyway, we got only 2 bros left. We got Noah and Troy, and they meet each other. And Troy is rightfully, dude, this scene is so long. It's so much dialogue. But Troy's basically like, "Hey, dickhead, why didn't you tell me that there's like people are dying?" Fucking, so like, Noah, not only did he not call the police, he called somebody else and made it seem as if it wasn't an emergency. He was just like, "Hey, why don't you come out and party with us?" And Noah's like, "You wouldn't have come if I told you the truth." It's like, what the fuck is happening? Why would you? Dude, can you imagine sitting down and writing this shit?
I could not.
Like, I'm not a writer. I'm not. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I could do it better. I could have done this better, though. I could have made this fucking movie. Give me one draft of like edits on this.
Why would any character not go help their friend if they're like, "Hey, we're dying," right? Why would you have to trick them into being like, "Hey, we got some boobs."
Yeah, come out here, man. We're naked.
Honestly, if I got that phone call, I'd be like, "Go fuck yourself."
The house is now being overrun by the war boys, which is weird because they're trying to get in through the doors that they're barricading with their bodies. Every window's already been knocked out in this house. One is a giant pane window. All go through the fucking pane window. What are you all fucking doing? Oh boy. Troy is in the kitchen, and he's like just making one-liners. This scene has nothing to do with anything, but they lasso him with a noose. He is in the house, in the kitchen. They somehow throw a noose through the window, the second story window, wrap it around his neck, and pull him outside. Oh, my favorite scene. Oh my God. And despite this precarious situation that he's in, because he'd be fucking dead, he just starts murdering all of these fucking guys. Like no one has done in this movie. He just starts dispatching them easily, just fucking killing them all. Yeah. And you're like, what the fuck? Dude, it's the fucking Troy show, baby. And he's got one-liners, and he's just killing everyone. And like, he's like, "You're going to pay for this shirt, creeper. And you can't just get it anywhere. I had it made. Custom." That's one of his one-liners, which is not clearly, obviously not a one-liner by definition. It's fucking 6-liner. But he's also just wearing a t-shirt.
I hate Troy's shitty fucking haircut and his stupid face. He looks like Adam Brody from the OC.
100%. Anyway, so they get rid of all these creepers, basically, and then they decide to walk through the muck for some reason, and they get oh my God. They get so much more fucking dialogue. They're just, dude, and it means nothing because we don't know anything about what's happened because apparently there's a first movie that hasn't been made. Oh my God. And one more Proud Boy shows up and he attacks them and they kill him. That's it. Oh, dude. And Troy goes, "Oh, fuck my life." Like, dude, like as a tagline. Like, oh, are you fucking kidding me? Dude, in 2015, was that even still a thing?
I don't think so. Dude, I don't think so at all. I think that was like 10 years gone by that time.
Fuck my life.
Oh, FML.
Fucking ridiculous. Pissed me off. And then we get to see that second, well, I shouldn't say that. Noah is dragged into the muck by an unknown force that just bubbles the water. And they're like, oh my God. What killed Noah? Which, by the way, wait, dude, can you imagine a trilogy where they killed off every character from the first movie and the second movie?
The second one? Trilogy.
Lord of the Rings, they just kill off the entire group of people you already invested an entire movie in. You invested two movies in.
It bothers me. Dude, the thing that pulls him into the water also, it looks like Kane, the WWE wrestler, and it suplexes him.
No, that's oh wait.
That's the last of the thing that attacks them. That's the last of the war boys.
That's the last of the war boys. There's the water that attacks him is literally like a guy with a straw underneath, like being like. Right. There's so little bubbles, and they're like, what? and it just drags them under. And then,
right, I forgot about that.
Then they start walk. That guy did look like Kane, though, didn't he?
He did.
Dude, I almost wrote that note. Dude, that guy looked exactly like Kane to a point where I was like, that has to be him. Like, it looks only Kane looks that stupid. Anyway, so now
the straw.
now it's just Troy and Childa or whatever her name is. Those are now our two main characters who were just
Troy. This honestly pissed me off. How little of Troy's shirt was left,
bro.
Like, just take it off at this point.
Why
right?
would you fucking wear that? Dude, it's like a little piece on his shoulder,
like, right shoulder.
And it's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. And they're walking through the muck. It's daylight now, and something happens. Honestly, dude, I rewound it. To see if I saw anything, and I didn't. And I actually didn't hear anything, but I thought maybe I kind of heard bubbles, but I couldn't tell. Because, they're walking in fucking water, so all you hear is fucking sloshing.
It's like, you just watched what happened. Like, get the fuck out of the muck. Like, there's land. Dude, they're not in the ocean. There's land on both sides of them.
Dude, it is fucking wetlands. It doesn't even, you can't go deep. This movie makes no fucking sense. What is hiding in the fucking muck? And they hear the bubbling and they go, this can't be good. And that's the end of the fucking movie. You don't learn who the war boys are. You don't know who the fuck Kane Hodder is. I mean, other than his fucking idiotic name. And nothing is solved. Nothing is resolved. I would say you get nothing out of this.
Just the two people who weren't in the first film. Right? Because those the two last people, they were not from any of the first events.
Dude, imagine if Return of the King is just two people that you'd never see. It's seen in a Lord of the Rings movie before. Just two fucking people that showed up halfway through the second movie.
That'd be amazing. Two towers, Frodo and everybody else is dead, and it's just two people you met 30 minutes before.
And you're like, these can't be main characters. They don't seem to have any redeeming qualities. They might even be villains.
Charisma. Yeah. Just two orcs. Just two random orcs.
And that's who fucking leads your third movie. Oh my god. Fucking ridiculous. And that is Muck, our St. Patrick's Day extravaganza.
I love that the final credit scene, much like our boy Andy Sidaris, had boobs in it. I've never seen movies that had nudity in the credit scene.
Because it's fucking ridiculous. You'd have to be insane to do that. Oh my god! And that's a wrap, guys. That's Muck. Let's put Joe to bed. I don't know what we're gonna do next.
Apologies if I seemed off kilter.
I think you did a great job, buddy.
Well, thanks, man.
Proud of you. Hope your new house is well. Oh fuck! My fucking headphones keep falling out.
It's windy as fuck here. How about your place?
Mess. What?
It's windy as hell here.
It's fucking crazy, man.
I'm like nervous. It's gonna just rip my fucking roof off, and then my dad be like, I fucking knew this would happen.
Well,
my biggest fear in life.
we'll have to fucking get into those stories. I told you this wasn't rated for 30-mile-per-hour wind. Like, no, you never fucking told me that.
Yeah, my dad, for those listening, I'll go more into it, because I know people have been asking.
Dude,
I'll go more into it in detail. But fucking, it's exhausting. Like, on one hand, I kind of feel bad, because like he just wants what's best for like me and my kids, right?
Yes.
But it's exhausting, because like he'll come over and be like, my biggest fear is this. And it's just something that he's never mentioned in his entire life. I'm like, that can't be your biggest fucking fear. Because I've never heard you mention it before. And he'll just like point everything out. Be like, these floorboards were made in this year. And that year's known to have defects and it's going to kill you. Like, and it's just like, and it's so exhausting because like I know everything he's saying is bullshit. But then after you hear it like repeatedly all day long, you're like, well, maybe that is like a thing, and then I just like stay up at night being like, well, what if these floorboards are flammable?
And
like
it's like rooted in truth, right? There is like an element of truth behind it. Like the shit he's saying does exist, and these problems can exist.
Yeah, so it's not the floorboard was an exaggeration, but like a more real example, right? The house is older; it's been modernized, so things are updated. Like we have copper piping for the drinking system. There are older pipes that they haven't removed that are brass. They're not lead; they're fucking brass, but they're older. Everything that we drink out of or that goes to the shower is copper. It's all been updated. And he's like, "There's brass pipes." You're fucked. Like you and your kids are fucked. Like the water probably touches it at some point and then goes through the copper and you're all going to get poisoned and all this stuff. And it's like, well, what if he's fucking right? Like, you know, because he'll say it so much. You're like, that can't be. Like, I spent like hours downstairs looking at the layout being like, none of those things fucking connect. And he'll be like, well, what if they do? I'm like, well, what if they do? what if I'm wrong? You know, it's like, Jesus Christ. Like, dude, I don't think I even told you this part. There's a drain, right, in my basement.
No.
A drain pipe. Sorry, there's a drain pipe in my basement. And my dad's like, look at this fucking shit. It's cracked, and they tried to patch it with concrete. It's not going to hold shit. And I'm like, well, you know, my dad used to build houses. Like, he knows what he's talking about. I'm like, how did that get missed? Like, how did that fucking get... Because I can see the concrete on it.
Yeah.
And then we had a plumber come to, like, look at things... Literally had a plumber come to look at things just to make me feel better after all the fucking craziness my dad was saying. And the guy was like, yeah, they were patching the concrete behind that, and just like some of it got on there by accident. Like there's nothing to indicate that was cracked, and that's what they used to patch that. Like it's fucking fine. I'm like, God damn it.
Dude, then, my favorite was I told my girlfriend the one where he was like, Joe, I couldn't sleep for the last 3 days. And you were like, what? And he was like, I'm afraid the kids are going to fall down the stairs. And my girlfriend was like, wait, have the kids like never had stairs before? And I was like, well,
of course they fucking have.
I was like, not at the old house, really, but I mean, I guess they had a basement stairs, and
basement,
I was like, and he was living in the basement of his parents' house. So yeah, they've been around stairs.
We were literally living in the basement where we had to go up and down stairs to get to any of our stuff for the last 3 months, and they were steep stairs.
Oh, dude, we couldn't sleep for 3 nights.
and that's the thing with him. Like, and again, like it's the root of all my fucking problems, right? All my anxiety and all that, because that's my entire life. And he'll just like harp on it, and I'm not like over exaggerating this part. Like he'll mention it to the point of exhaustion where like the first couple times you'll be like, of course that's not a thing, Dad. Like fucking relax about it.
Yeah.
But then he'll bring it up so many times that like later on at night when he's long and gone, like I'll be sitting like trying to watch, like trying to do something. And like then that thought pops into my head and I'm like, holy fuck, what if he's right? You know what I mean? Like it just like seeps in. And then I'll bring it like, my wife can verify this now. Like, I'm glad that she got to see this. Like, she has a much better understanding of me now. But like, and then I'll bring it up to him the next day. Be like, so do you think I should like do something about this? And he'll be like, of course not. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, why are you getting all worked up about that? Like, you spent the entire previous day like deflating me, making me feel like I fucked up. Like I should have done this before. You're like, no, that's not the concern, you fucking idiot. And it'll be like, this is the concern. And it's something completely new that's never been mentioned before. And you're just like, oh my God, dude.
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy how people act when you buy a house. And I actually was like, had we had a little more time, I was going to do like a whole bonus episode on just kind of like the house buying process, and maybe we can do that later. But like, one of our fans, only he goes by Only Flesh. He's on like our our Patreons and stuff. Super good guy. I follow him on Facebook, and he just bought a house, dude. Posted pictures. It looks fucking phenomenal, right? And. Yep. And I'm not saying anything. He might be friends with this guy. Obviously, he is on Facebook or something. But he had comments on it. Like, I looked at the comments. And the first comment was like, hey, buddy, get ready for, like, all the fucking repairs and fixing shit up. And I'm like, dude, why can't anyone, when you buy a house, just be like, hey, man, that's fucking great. It's fucking ass. Yeah, we know. We've all rented shit. We know that you have to fix your own shit. Like, it's understood. Like shut the fuck up. You're not the fucking expert, dude. Like people have been buying houses.
If you're not gonna fucking like pitch in and pay for it,
yes,
then shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Go fuck yourself. What do you care what I fix first, or like fuck off?
It's so fucking weird, dude. It's so fucking weird. And we, those group of friends that we talked about this episode that like we don't really hang out with anymore. That is literally any scenario you could put in front of them, which is why we didn't tell them about our podcast, by the way. They found out about it like a year in, and they were like, wait, you guys are successful? Like, wait, this is... And you could see that in their face. They were kind of like, why didn't you tell us about this? And it's like, because otherwise it would have just been a fucking nightmare. From day one, it would have just been like, ooh. And like, there's just these people that are wired to just be like, oh, well... what a piece of shit. Get ready to fix shit. Like, what? Yeah, I know.
Dude, that's a great analogy. Because if we had told them, like, that was like probably the smartest thing that we did.
Absolutely.
Because that was at a time where we still like relied on them heavily.
Yeah.
If we had told them like, hey, we're thinking about starting a podcast, I don't think we would have had a podcast.
No.
We would have just deflated. Because that's, I don't mean to bash my dad. Like I said, I know that he means well for me, but like he deflated this entire move, right?
Yeah.
This like broke me down to the point like, why did I do this? I should have just stayed at my other house, which this is a huge upgrade. Like my kids are happy. My wife is happy. I shouldn't feel that way. If we had done that with this podcast and we let them know, like, I don't think we would have ever done the podcast.
No.
I think we would have just been like, oh, this was just a fucking stupid idea. You guys are right. Yeah.
Absolutely, dude. And dude, they would have gotten online. They would have like, I don't want to say like harassed, but that's not the right word, but like, they would have made like fake Twitter accounts just to like bother us. You know what I fucking mean? And like sent us emails.
People are probably listening to this and be like, you guys are friends with these guys?
You consider these people friends? Yeah, we did.
Most malicious.
I don't know why.
Dude, creating a fake account to discourage two people from doing something they want to do. But the most malicious thing I've ever heard.
Isn't that accurate though? Like,
it 1000% is accurate.
That's not an exaggeration. That would have 100% happened. We would have gotten
like,
emails.
Hey, I heard you guys are starting a podcast.
Yes, dude. Like, why don't you guys review my butthole? All right, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, smartest thing we ever do is just keeping our mouth shut. Just see what happens with it.
And dude, and their faces afterwards, like when they found out, that you could see on their faces, they were like, "Wait, what?" And then they were immediately, dude. First question they asked, the first question they asked us, I remember. Well, how many people listen? What the fuck does it matter to you, you fucking loser? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Which one asked that?
Oh, you Jim. Fucking, of course. Who the fuck do you think? The guy that can't fucking... The guy that fucking throws fucking plastic balls in his basement to get warmed up for a fucking fake sport. A fake sport with a fucking speed limit on the pitches. He's got to go practice in the basement. Make sure he can keep the speed of his pitch at the right fucking low level.
Well, how many people listen? Fuck you.
A fucking rule made for him because he has no like muscles in his arms, so he can't actually accelerate the ball for more than like X amount of miles per hour. So they had to enforce this speed limit rule because everyone else could pitch faster than him.
Dude, this is like the most long-winded episode, and I love it. I'm having so much fun talking about this. Some of the lists, because we've gone on so many different tangents from start to finish. We ended this episode 15 minutes ago. I can fucking talk about this all night. Then.
All right. Let's wrap this up. It's 10:50. We got to go to bed.
No muscles in his arm. Always talks about fighting people, dude. He couldn't fucking punch his way out of a wet paper bag. Are you kidding me? Dude, he does. This dude's always like, "Oh man, I'm about to lose my cool." Please, what the fuck were you kidding me?
There's like a longer setup to this, but I fought him blindfolded once by accident. Like I couldn't see. I literally could not see. I could not. My eyes were completely covered, and he hit me in the face with something. So I swung him, and people had to pull me off of him. I was fucking blindfolded, and I was beating the shit out of him, and people had to pull me off of him.
And he always refers to, man, we had a blowout fight. He didn't fucking... Are you kidding me?
You got beat up by somebody that couldn't see.
Isn't his finishing move falling on his back and just kicking?
Dude, 100%. He's gotten into like not many fights, obviously, because he's a pussy. But the few times he has fought with like friends, like gotten into a point where people tried to fight him, he goes on his back and starts kicking like a fucking turtle. Like kicking, like bicycle, like right as if he's on his bike riding a bicycle. Like his legs are just going.
Just doing an ab workout. Yeah.
Oh man,
That's funny.
Well, thanks for listening, Jim. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Anyway, that's it. That's all I've got. We'll be back next week. And we'll probably, what's next week? Wow. Next week's the 20th. So we'll have to do our Patreon like the 27th.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Do our live show the 27th. So we'll hash out like the next few episodes. I'll send Joe a list, and yeah, man, I'm excited. The 2-week break was, it was good. It was good. I really fucking needed to like get shit done around the house. So I'm really,
I missed it. That's how I'm like super glad to be back.
Yeah.
Because like I felt weird not doing it, and like I honestly couldn't wait. And we say this all the time. Like, if anyone's still listening to this fucking episode that we wrapped up 30 minutes ago. What was I saying? Oh, well, first of all, I've had like 3 meals in the last 7 days. I'm 2.5 White Claws in. We've been recording for like 4 hours now. I am feeling it. It feels great. I'm glad that I was missing it. Whereas like our first run, there would be episodes where I'm like, I would rather fucking chop my balls off than continue talking about this movie. I missed it, so like I'm super glad to be back.
Dude, same. It was like last week where we didn't put out the episode. I ended up putting out like just a little thing, just saying like, you know, we're coming back next week or whatever. But like, I legitimately was like, man, I fucking like kind of miss it. Like that's fucking weird. Like that's
weird, right? Weird.
Because it's extra work, but it's like I don't care. Like this round is like different. Like I don't know, it's fucking weird.
It is. It hits different. Yeah.
It's weird.
I think the stars just aligned like with like quarantine and like COVID and all that. It's just like the perfect thing to do right now.
Yeah, for sure. All right, buddy. That's it. Facebook.com/IHateHorror. Patreon.com/IHateHorror. Again, we're going to do our live show at the end of the month. So I just love listening to Joe laugh while I'm doing this. Because I know what he's laughing at.
Dude, because you know it'll be like the one episode he listens to, and of course I'm gonna get blamed for it. Like wake up to a text message like, "What the fuck's your problem, guy?" even though I said the least amount. Just the cross I bear.
Oh my god. Oh god. Anyway. Fucking I want to say something else. Anyway, that's it. So patreon.com/IHateHorror. $15, the Mango Expert tier. That's what gets you into the live show. I'll also set up the like live show tickets, and we usually give a giveaway. Probably start it next week for a giveaway for a few tickets. If you want to join us over there. What else is there? Instagram at IHateHorror. Hit us up. Twitter we don't really use, but I'll check in on there once in a while at IHateHorror Show. Joe, where can they find you?
Boognish1985 Instagram.
That's the name, baby. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate your support. Appreciate all the messages. People were like, don't worry about, because I posted like a quick thing. They were like, don't worry about it, man. Like, just fucking get your shit done. And I was like,
I'm glad you said that. And this is like the third time I've made this comment. Hopefully those people are still listening. The support has been incredible. Like honestly, just like nice, like comforting messages from people who and it ties back into. We're gonna go on another 15-minute tangent. It ties back into everything we were just saying. Like there are people from my hometown who know that I've moved, haven't said a fucking word. There are people from the West Coast that have sent me messages and being like, "Hey, I hope you and your family are doing well. Like, let me know if you need it. Let me know if you need anything." They couldn't possibly live farther away from me, offering assistance. The nicest fucking shit. Like, our fans are the nicest people in the world. Like, honestly, it means a lot. Like people just checking in on me. Like, it's fucking crazy. I get messages at like 3 a.m. like, "Hey, I hope you're doing well with your move. Just wanted to know I'm thinking of you." Like, you guys are awesome.
It's fucking wild, right?
And there's these fucking people making fake Twitter accounts to ruin our podcast.
Dude, it's fucking crazy. I posted that like quick episode. It's not an episode. It's just me being like, "Hey, we're because I just didn't want people to like forget about us." So I was like, "Hey, we'll be back next week. Like, give us some recommendations or whatever." Like, all I got were messages, people being like, "Please don't worry about it. Like,
do whatever
we're listening, and like, don't worry. Like, relax." And I was like, "What the fuck? That's wild!" Like,
the greatest fans, man. Fucking
absolutely. All right, dude. That's it for this episode. Thank you all so much. And for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.
Movies all fucking day.
I wanna play. I'm gonna watch what I'm not supposed to watch.
Fucking zombie getting sliced and diced. Monster.
Butcher.